A week ago, I was speaking with the homie Marcus about the writer's strike. I told you earlier this week that I had entered in an AI prompt that basically wrote a smaller selection of a Snowfall episode where Franklin gets his money back. But all it could do was kill Franklin each time I tried to reword it to like make it do something else. Every single thing ended up with Franklin dying. That is not the only prompt that I put into the AI.
That's racist!
That's not the only AI prompt I gave it. AI seems to be ever present in the minds of the writers of our favorite TV shows and film. And every day there seems like there's more of a reason for that to be a credible concern. Plummeting reviews, rising budgets for some of the movies indicating a likely desire to cut costs. And we happen to be in the infancy of this AI wave. Later on in that same video, I go on to say how me, with no experience, no education in the field, was able to write multiple scripts for multiple programs. But I know why you're here. You want to know if AI can write a better script than Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And the answer is yes and no. Let's talk AI. For this experiment, I used ChatGPT, which I've used in the past for video title ideas and other not so productive uses of my time. The program can be used in a variety of different ways, but to give you the dumbed down version, if you give the program a prompt, it'll do its best based on what it has learned to provide you with an answer. This is slightly different from apps like DALL-E and Midjourney, which can provide you with images based off of text prompts. And of course, many of you have probably heard that there are AI programs for text to voice and even to manipulate your voice, which has been used to make AI music. But AI has been developed to the point where it can do many different creative tasks. Hell, I even use AI to edit some of these videos. It gets rid of the awkward silences, the uhs, the ums. I say all of this to highlight the fact that there are many AI programs out there that can do so many different creative things. However, there's one missing component. When it comes to being creative, a human should probably drive the boat.
Bahamas, just like Bahamas with an Bahamas. It's one of the newest exclusive hotels. Let me drive the boat.
In the clip earlier, I told you I created multiple scripts for multiple projects. Well, I initially started without knowing how to properly engineer a prompt on ChatGPT. So when I asked it to create a new ending for Snowfall, a show that we review here on the channel, it wouldn't give me an option without killing the main character, Franklin Saint. It eventually became clear that I was going to have to really guide the AI to where I needed it to go. When I mentioned the Wakanda Forever script last week, these were the scripts I was referring to. But I required the absolute best for the squad homies. I started off by ensuring that it received the information that it needed to write this script. In order to do that, right from the start, I would need to have some sort of idea to be able to give to ChatGPT. I mean, I can ask it to give me an idea, but we don't want ChatGPT to just start flying off the handle. I know I want T'Challa to be alive. We here at the Back of the Bus, we are firm supporters of the recast T'Challa movement. We also wanted to make sure that Namor, the villain of the movie, was consistent to the source material. Wait. So the AI has to know the source material? Yeah. Why would you not want it to know the source material? Well, hear me out. We're not hiring them to know the source material. No. We want them to be creative. Bring a little creative spark into this whole thing, right? Knowing too much of the source material, why? Because that's the reason the people come to the movie in the first place. Are you dumb?
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
You have to provide the AI with background on what it is that you're writing. Namor and T'Challa have a storied past, but since we're introducing Namor, let's start at the beginning. For this, we will be consulting Defenders number 84, and more specifically, using the Khyber Island incident as a plot device. Now, admittedly, I'm no comics expert, so I had to consult this guy. I was, however, keen to use some sort of continuity from the first film, and since I'm sure some creative decisions from Marvel were sure to be included in this film, I allowed some of my knowledge of the MCU to dictate where we go. One of those things initially was supposed to be that T'Challa was supposed to be a variant. The AI provided me with a prompt back to gain further knowledge so that it can solve any potential plot holes and provide each character with some sort of direction. For example, Shuri in the movies is more of an intellectual and can do amazing things in the lab, but doesn't have many warrior-like characteristics as she does in the comics. We wanted to attempt to develop her in that way during this movie so that when necessary, it doesn't feel like it's going to come out of nowhere. The details for the final script were changed to avoid even more plot holes. In this case, T'Challa will now not be a variant. It'll be T'Challa. He's just going to be recast. And we can already start to see where allowing AI to attempt to write a movie, at least now, is probably not up to par. There were too many things that the AI was struggling to try to grasp. Every time I tried to put in a change in direction for a character or a change in tone for some of the dialogue, it will remember it for a couple paces and then completely abandon it when I asked it to summarize everything for me. A perfect example of this is when I had Namor and T'Challa try to interact with each other upon T'Challa leaving Atlantis, and it kept giving T'Challa weird dialogue that made him seem like a pussy. I'm just gonna be honest.
Stand up! Stand up!
Even when telling the AI to make sure that T'Challa says it with his chest, it just did not give him the type of dialogue that I was looking for, especially from a king of his own country and his own respect. These are some of the things that maybe a human needs to be present for, because again, AI can't be creative. AI doesn't have frequent conversations with other people. So this is probably best kept to some sort of human to ensure that the script is going along how the character needs to be seen. After all, a character cannot feel the emotions or ideas, thoughts, feelings of a character. They don't know when a person's supposed to get mad. They just know that we're supposed to reach some sort of logical conclusion. Whether we do that with action or dialogue, we have to get from point A to point B. That's all the AI knows how to do. And so maybe AI is a great creative tool to use in order to bounce ideas off of, or maybe it's a great tool to make sure that your process is organized in a way that's conducive for continuing writing the script. But as of right now, it cannot on its own create the script the way it needs to be without some sort of human interaction. But you didn't come here for me to tell you that there's no script. Oh, there's a script. And so without further ado, AI Black Panther, now with T'Challa. In the wake of opening up the country of Wakanda, many different countries have attempted to gain more intel on the various resources that have kept the country a secret for so long. T'Challa holds a meeting about the incidents and swears that he will get to the bottom of all of this at once. Okoye receives word from the Border Patrol that there seems to be some sort of meeting happening later that night, which she brushes off. T'Challa meets with the likes of Okoye, Shuri, Ramonda, M'Baku, and others. They meet to discuss the recent espionage and violence happening within the country and are interrupted by the same Border Patrol person. Okoye is fired for her failure due to overlooking the situation and not informing T'Challa. This scene sets course for Okoye to meet up with Anika, but we would have that happen in her own series, a series that's probably not going to happen in real life. T'Challa immediately rises from his throne to find the meeting. He was told that Wakandan pirates were selling Wakandan weapons so that other countries could hope to receive information on the tech and resources of Wakanda. The other crew, noticeably wearing Atlantean uniform, flee from the scene, leading T'Challa to Atlantis. T'Challa steps foot into the majestic throne room of Atlantis. The room is adorned with shimmering aquatic decor, and Atlantean guards line the walls. Atuma, a formidable Atlantean warrior, confronts T'Challa with a hostile gaze. The tension in the room is palpable.
What brings a surface dweller like you to our kingdom, King T'Challa?
I come seeking answers. I wish to understand the meeting between the Wakandan pirates and your warriors.
Our affairs are none of your concern. You dare to invade our realm?
Without warning, Atuma lunges at T'Challa, engaging him in a fierce hand-to-hand combat. T'Challa matches Atuma's aggression, showcasing his skill and agility as the two warriors clash in a breathtaking display of martial prowess. Namor, the regal ruler of Atlantis, watches the fight unfold from his throne, his expression stoic and contemplative. Namor eventually interjects, escorted by Atlantean guards. Namor's piercing gaze meets T'Challa's.
Escort the king to our prison with the pirates. May you find your information amongst the change of scenery.
Namora becomes concerned about Namor's determination for war. She speaks with T'Challa, and after realizing the similarities and traumas experienced in both Atlantis and Wakanda, she goes back to speak to Namor. Namora convinces Namor to free T'Challa. Before T'Challa leaves, Namor warns him about the consequences of further incidents.
King T'Challa, I wish to offer you this chance to speak any final words.
The reason for my intrusion was not hostile, merely a fact-finding mission. However, I must say I have not found the Atlantean hospitality to my liking.
I must warn you, your actions have brought us to the brink of war. If Wakanda provokes Atlantis again, there will be consequences.
You speak as if we have been the aggressors, but it was your people who have made the first move.
And it was you that invaded our borders. This cannot continue.
And I will invade again if it is to protect my country.
Then hear me now. If one more act of violence occurs between our nations, it will be seen as a declaration of war, and Wakanda will not survive the might of Atlantis.
Wakanda does not take lightly to threats. I can assure you that a panther strikes as swiftly on water as it does on land.
We shall see.
T'Challa returns to Wakanda and tensions arise between him and his sister as he inadvertently dismisses Shuri's capabilities. Shuri confronts T'Challa, expressing her disappointment and asserting her own abilities. The Hulk, in Atlantis on mission for the Avengers, learns about the escalating tensions and flees Atlantis. M'Baku mistakes it for a missile launch from Atlantis and inadvertently causes Wakanda to strike Atlantis in retaliation. T'Challa warns the Wakanda team how serious Namor was about declaring war. They understand the gravity of the situation and make preparations to defend Wakanda. The Atlanteans, led by Atuma, emerge from the ocean ready for battle. Namora confronts Namor, urging him to reconsider war and seek peace. T'Challa battles Namor and gains the upper hand. T'Challa goes to deliver the final blow, but Namor eventually intervenes. T'Challa offers a partnership between Wakanda and Atlantis, emphasizing unity and understanding. T'Challa gathers the Wakandan team to discuss the implications of partnering with Atlantis. They weigh the benefits and challenges of partnering with the country and come to the conclusion that it's a good idea in order to keep potential intruders and colonizers at bay. Shuri showcases her innovations and newfound martial arts skills, impressing T'Challa. Ramonda provides guidance, and M'Baku recognizes the need to adapt and learn more military decorum. They formulate a plan for what a partnership with Atlantis looks like. We see T'Challa sitting in the throne room of Wakanda. He looks contemplative, perhaps even troubled. Suddenly, one of his soldiers enters the room and approaches him.
Your Highness, we found this necklace on our patrol.
The soldier holds out a necklace with a lightning bolt pendant. T'Challa takes the necklace and examines it closely. He seems to recognize it, but doesn't say anything.
Shall I have it sent to Princess Shuri?
No, keep it here. It is of great significance to me.
As the soldier leaves the room, T'Challa stares at the necklace, lost in thought. Suddenly, a distant rumble of thunder can be heard. T'Challa looks up, his expression changing to one of anticipation.
It seems there's a storm on the horizon.
The camera then cuts to a shot of the necklace with a lightning bolt flashing across the screen before fading to black. So as you can see, we did a lot of the legwork to make this kind of actually into a thing. So AI is probably not the best writer, but please let us know what you thought in the comments below. Does it actually work as a suitable sequel to Black Panther? Do you not like it? Let us know in the comments. Also, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you're really interested in some of the things that we have to say about Black Panther, make sure you check out our Recast T'Challa playlist, full of just different opinions, news, rumors, and everything that had happened behind the set of Black Panther Wakanda Forever.